I wanted to take a couple of minutes and share with you details about the remainder of our season. We have just come off an exciting performance of the Mozart Requiem. I am so grateful that so many of you came to hear us share that profound music. We had record audiences, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. But I'm also very excited for what is to come. Of course, this Christmas, we are going to have concerts. That's this December 19 and December 20 in a concert we're calling O Magnum Mysterium. This O Magnum Mysterium is a Latin text, a Latin prayer that is one of the most famous of all the prayers that has been set by hundreds of composers over the years. You maybe have your own favorite settings of that famous text. I've decided to use that text to actually create the structure for the entire performance. There's four sentences, four lines to that text, and that's going to delineate the four sections of the concert, each section focusing on the meaning of one of those lines. First, the great mystery. Second, the humility of having animals there at the birth of Jesus. Third, the veneration of Mary. And fourth, the final Alleluia, songs of praise. Then this coming January, just a few weeks later, we sing a concert of all Renaissance music we're calling A Glimpse of Heaven, Sacred Treasures of the Renaissance. I call it a glimpse of heaven because that's what these composers were trying to do. Composers of the Renaissance era weren't trying to find music that speaks to the tragedy of life or speaks with immediate authenticity to the struggles, but rather the aim was to remove you from the daily strife of your life and take you to this celestial heavenly place. We wanted to be sounds that you would hear nowhere else in your life, and only when you attended church and heard these pieces, heard this music, you would get that glimpse of heaven as you got that brief relief from these beautiful compositions. So what you're going to hear is some of the most famous of the compositions by your favorite Renaissance composers. I'm sure will be included: Thomas Tallis, William Byrd, Palestrina, Josquin, and several more. And then we close our season with an exciting performance of a work I'm calling Monteverdi's Venetian Vespers of 1641. Now, if you know Monteverdi's Vespers, that's not the one I'm talking about. We're not doing his famous Vespers of 1610 that isn't often performed, but it is the one that's usually performed, his Vespers of 1610. What this is in 1641, Monteverdi published a collection of his church music. After 30 years of working in Venice, he hadn't published any church music, and he finally did in 1641. And within that collection, I went through and pulled out the appropriate movements to create a Vespers. So while this wasn't exactly designed to be Monteverdi's Vespers, these are the compositions he would have used to perform Vesper services in St. Mark's Basilica in Venice, something he did very regular. That was a regular part of that culture. And so we're creating sort of our own version of a Monteverdi Venetian Vespers. And as I just mentioned about the Renaissance music, that the point was to sort of remove you from the worldly emotions and feelings in some way and take you to something celestial. The Baroque was very much the opposite. The Baroque was extremely interested in text and the connection to human affect and human feelings in ways that Renaissance composers weren't. And Monteverdi was the first great composer to take us there. He's in a way the inventor of the Baroque and the style of the Baroque. And so what you get in this Vesper service that we're going to perform with Monteverdi of 1641, what you're going to get is exciting, highly affectual, highly emotional music that will, rather than sort of allow you to sit back and just imagine yourself in this more beautiful place, it'll actually keep you captured right there with its excitement, with its genuine voice and genuine desire to express the meaning not only of of the complete text, but the meaning of every single word is set in such an intentional way that builds excitement and builds meaning. That concert is going to be in collaboration also with the Kansas City Baroque Consortium. We'll have some Baroque players joining us for that, something we're very excited about. Please, I invite you to join us this season at any of these concerts, all of these concerts. We're excited to share them. We're excited to share them with you. Thank you.